I hope that you're doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Shikha, and I welcome you to my channel. As always, I'm really grateful that you're listening, subscribing, and commenting. I really appreciate the support. And in this one, I wanted to speak to you about cycles of life, of sleep and rest and work, and how somehow INFJs, from what I've seen, from the ones that I've observed in myself, is that we kind of forget a lot of times that we're human. We will see the humanness and the need for rest or sleep or food or all the other things that beings need. We'll see that in someone else, but we'll forget that we ourselves are organic beings as well, with the same kind of needs, desires, and wants. And I'm particularly noticing this right now because I found a bunch, actually 5 abandoned puppies outside on a street somewhere, busy street out here. And this happens quite commonly in Bali because people are poor and they'll take on a puppy to take care of them, but then the puppy gets sick because they've been weaned off their mom's milk too fast, or they don't know how to take care of dogs or cats. Same thing with puppies and kittens. And so, they'll be like, oh, I can't take care of this puppy anymore. So they'll just dump them on the side of the street, or they'll even sometimes dump them in the garbage. I'd rather they dump them on the side of the street, or actually, I don't know what's better or worse. But it happens quite often. And so I saw 5 puppies. 3 of them were siblings, and the 2 others were just random puppies that I think they were all abandoned in the same area. And then they found each other. And they started hanging out with each other, cuddling and huddling together, and trying to make sure that they were a pack so they could take care of themselves. And so I found these puppies, and I was able to grab 2 of them. The other 3 unfortunately died. So I was able to grab 2 of them, and they're actually living with me right now until I find a foster home for them. And I find it very interesting because I'll be very cognizant, very noticeable. I'll be very conscious and alert to their needs. I'm like, do they need to sleep? Do they need food? Do they need water? I'm constantly watching them and making sure that they have everything that they need. Also because they're puppies and they don't know how to communicate their needs, and I want to make sure that I'm doing a good job of taking care of them, especially since it's my first time doing it. I've never had pets before. And so I'm very cognizant of that, but sometimes I'll be like, I wonder if they're hungry. I should feed them. I should give them some food. And then my stomach will start growling. And at that point, I'll notice, oh, right, okay, cool, yeah, I'm a human being as well. I'm a being that needs food as well. I need to feed myself first. I need to feed myself as well. So a lot of times I'll be so cognizant of other people's needs, other people's wants or desires as a being, and I'll just forget that I'm a human being as well. And I'll be sitting there feeding them foods or trying to figure out, okay, what should I buy for them next? What should I feed them next? Maybe they'll want this, maybe they'll want that. And meanwhile, my stomach's grumbling away because I haven't eaten anything for 4 or 5 hours, or my stomach's like grumbling or my body's grumbling because it needs water because I haven't drunk any water in the last hour or 2 hours. Or, I'm like exhausted because I didn't get enough sleep, things like that. And it's just really interesting to me because it happens so often. And I've been working on my mind-body connection for years now. I mean, seriously, decades. Trying to figure out how to build a better mind-body connection so that I realize when I'm hungry, when I'm sick, when I'm tired, when I need something or the other. And, I'm much better than how I was in the past. Oh my God. In the past, I had no idea. I would go for days without taking care of myself. I would I'd skip 4 or 5 different meals without realizing that I need to eat, or I just forget about food or water or sleep. And so I'm much better now. But what I'm realizing, as I said, is that I'm also realizing that there are cycles in our needs. It's not exactly the same every single day. And that kind of confuses us as INFJs as well, because it would be okay if we needed the same exact amount of food, the same food every single day. We would just eat the same food every day, sleep the same amount every day, and drink the same amount of water every single day, and everything would be fine. It would be the exact thing. We measure it out, we drink it, and we're done, right? And then we forget about it for a day. And then the next day we wake up again, we're like, all right, I need 2 liters of water. Okay, I'll just drink that water and then I'm done with it, like taking a pill. So you take the pill and then you're done with that for the day. And so it would be easy if it was that way, if we were just able to do it that way. But what happens with INFJs and with human beings in general is that there's cycles. Some days you'll wake up and you'll be starving. Some days I wake up and I can eat 3 or 4 or 5 different meals and I'll still be hungry. Obviously, depending on hormones and the cycle of the day of the month and all that. But some days I'll wake up and I'm like, I don't know if I could skip a couple of meals and not even notice it. And other days, I'll be like, I'll be really productive and I'll get a lot of work done. And some other days I'll wake up and I'll just want to be a lazy bum all day long, just sitting around doing nothing, right? The problem with the INFJs that I've noticed for myself is that I don't like these cycles. I want consistency. I want to know exactly what I need every single day in exact amounts so that I don't have to have this flip-flop, because I get confused by these flip-flops. I don't know what to do. Is it up? Is it down? Is it the same? I have no idea. And that confuses me. And that means that I don't give myself what I need. So if I know exactly that this is the amount of stuff I need every single day, I'll be able to provide for myself. I need 3 grams of, rice or whatever it might be. If I had exact amounts, it'd be really easy. I just measure it out, eat it, and I'm done with it. I can check it off my box and be like, all right, now I can live my life. The problem is that cycles happen, and some days you need more rest, some days you need less. Some days you need more food, some days you need less. Some days you need a lot more love, some days you don't need any love at all and you want to stay away from everyone. And so these cycles happen, and as INFJs, we don't understand that life is about cycles. Some days it's going to be up, some days it's going to be down, and we have to kind of adjust ourselves to it. We can't just go into every single day thinking, okay, this is exactly going to be the same day as yesterday. I'm going to do exactly the same thing and it's going to be working out perfectly. Some days I'll have a day where I do everything in a way and I sleep so well. And I wake up the next day, I'm like, I need to do exactly the same thing today so I can sleep very well tonight. And I do the exact same things that day and I don't sleep well that night. And I'm like, what's going on here? And that's what it is. It's about being a human being. It's about being an organic creature that, changes from day to day, hormonally, nutritionally. Everything changes every single day. You can't constantly be predicting things. And as an INFJ, we want to predict things. We want exactitudes. We want exact amounts of things that we need to do in order to live our life. It doesn't work like that in the real world. And so that's a lot of times what causes us to be confused and not giving ourselves what we need, right? And that's why a lot of times I'll end up in situations where I haven't eaten in a while or I haven't slept enough because I didn't realize this is what my body needs. Some days I'll wake up at 5 a.m, bright, wide awake. I don't need any more sleep. I am bright. I'm really energetic. I'm ready to go. Some days I'll wake up at 8 a.m. and I'm still I could just sleep more. I'm so tired, but I need to get to work and all that stuff. And so it's really interesting because, as I get older, obviously I'm understanding these cycles exist and I need to adjust myself to them. But I still don't like them. I mean, I don't know if anyone does, but it's very hard, I believe, as an INFJ, or maybe it's my autistic nature or whatever it is. I have no idea what it is. But whatever it is, it's affecting my ability to understand these cycles and to work with them. And so that causes some issues when I'm kind of trying to live my day-to-day life. Because then, again, as I said, I won't take care of myself properly, or I'll take care of myself in a way that's not appropriate for the day. Or, I'll be too social when I need to recharge myself, or I'll be recharging myself when I need to be going out and hanging out with people and all that stuff. And so the reason I wanted to do this video is not because, to say, oh, everything's hopeless and we should just give up, but to say that I think if we just start understanding a little bit that everything is cycles, everything moves up and down and nothing is consistent, nothing stays the same. You don't even need the exact same amount of sleep every single day. Some days you'll do 7.5 hours, other days you'll do 9 hours, another day you'll do 5 and you'll be fine. So it really is like a constant motion, in your body that's constantly moving, constantly changing. And as an INFJ, yes, you might find it a little bit difficult to kind of adjust to all these changes, but if you understand that nothing is going to stay the same, you can kind of prepare yourself a little bit for it. Because then you can say, okay, fine, I guess I don't know how much food I'm going to need today. If I'm really hungry, I'm going to eat. If I don't feel that hungry, I won't eat, right? But then if you force yourself to stay within these boxes that you've created, it's going to make your life very difficult. Because if you're like, no, I'm going to eat 3 big meals every single day because that's what I've done for the last 13 years, and that's what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And all of a sudden your body's like, no, I don't need 3 big meals. I need 2 big meals and 1 small one. and your body's telling you this very clearly, and you're like, no, but I don't think so. And you know what I'm saying? So it's just literally about constantly understanding, engaging your body and your needs, and saying, okay, so today this is what I need, this is what I'm going to do. Tomorrow it'll be completely different, and that's what I'm going to do for tomorrow. And then the day after tomorrow it'll be even more different, and I'm going to do what it needs for tomorrow, day after tomorrow, right? So it's a constant method of adjusting and gauging, and it's adjusting, analyzing, gauging, you know, kind of like doing all these things and figuring out what your body needs, what your mind needs, what your soul needs. And as I think, just one last thing, I think that soul thing is also very important, because you're constantly changing in what your soul needs as well. In the past, what I needed for my soul to be happy is not what I need right now. And it's changed very much, as you might have seen. My life has changed quite a bit from when I first started doing these videos and from where I am right now. You know, I've changed locations, I've changed places, I've changed the way I live, I've changed the way I hang out with people, I've changed everything. And that's what I'm doing in order to make sure that my spirit, my soul is happy. So it's constantly a method of like adjusting, analyzing, adjusting, analyzing, adjusting. And as I said, it might be a little bit difficult for an INFJ, because, you know, we want everything to be steady and consistent and the same all throughout. But the more you can understand that cycles exist, the easier it'll get for you in this life. If you have any questions about this, let me know. I don't know. I hope I was able to explain this concept. It's a very abstract concept. Hopefully I was able to explain it properly. If you have questions, let me know. And if you you're like, yes, this is exactly how I live my life, then let me know as well. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Thank you again for listening. Bye for now.